Hello, we're Team Andrews, consisting of Chris Kelly, Megan McKellar, Brian Rollins, and myself, Alex McBride. At Team Andrews, our goal is to implement strategies that will enable us to control a large portion of both the low and high-tech markets, as well as being the most profitable company. To accomplish this, we plan to heavily invest in our sales and promo budgets in order to ensure that the consumers are familiar with why and where to buy our products. As for creating new products, it was decided that a drift strategy should be implemented. This implies that new products will be introduced in the premier segment of the high-tech market and then allowed to drift back to becoming less advanced products, all while keeping the age consistent with industry demand. This should allow our products to become well established in the market as the simulation progresses. Finally, Team Andrews also committed to investing in automation in our production plants, as this should cut spending and increase our contribution margin in the future. With these strategies, our products should have been able to gain a large portion of the market share and rank well relative to the other companies.
As seen on the opening slide, our company finished last in the rankings for profitability, sales, and market capitalization. When looking back at the decision files, it is clear to see that a major issue occurred in both rounds 1 and round 2 when we made the mean time before failure for our second product 2100 instead of the intended 21,000. This drastically changed our results and thus led to our company's poor standings. Another issue that we faced during the simulation was with forecasting. We struggled to equate benchmark predictions with actual demand, thus leaving high levels of cash tied up in inventory. Furthermore, as a team, we issued debt at the beginning of the simulation and then bought back large portions of equity. As the simulation progressed, our cash position struggled, for our high levels of inventory allowed our debt to become increasingly cumbersome. In round 6, things turned around as we were able to close the gap in profitability and we were able to drive up our stock. As a result, we were able to close in on our competitors. However, in round 7, we once again had forecasting issues that led to ourselves hurting our debt. Overall, we believe that even though we made key issues in our first few rounds, if we had stuck to our intended strategy, we would have been able to be prosperous if it was executed properly. Overall, the key issues that we faced will have to be addressed by the incoming management team, which Chris will explain next.
Even though the Andrews company did not do as well as the management team had planned, we gained a large amount of knowledge from the mistakes and errors we made as a team. For the incoming management team, we have 4 recommendations for them. The first recommendation is for the team to designate one group member to focus on inventory levels to assure they don't create a surplus of inventory which cannot be moved, becoming a useless asset to the company. Another recommendation for the team to consider is the issuance of debt. The proper time of debt issuing is critical for the company, along with the amount of debt related to the Andrews company. It is recommended to work together as a team to decide the risk and reward associated with the issuing of debt. Obtaining a large market share while achieving high sale revenue is recommended for the Andrew team because it provides consumers with knowledge of the product and the places it is available for purchase. It is recommended to invest in the sales and promo budget to generate large market shares and high sales revenue for the company. Our final recommendation for the management team taking over Andrews is to familiarize themselves with the simulator to assure an in-depth and precise knowledge of the program before beginning the simulation.
Upon completion of the CAPSIM simulation, there was a variety of different areas where a noticeable improvement could have been made. Our biggest downfall throughout the simulation was a lack of attention to detail toward inventory levels. By not properly adjusting marketing and sales points to adhere to high levels of inventory, we limited our potential to raise free cash levels. What we can take away from this area is a greater effort towards balance must be made in order to make improvements. Another area where we greatly lacked was an attention to detail. By overlooking a simple data input error in round 1, we immediately limit our maximum revenue threshold for the remainder of the simulation. A much greater attention to detail must be administered to improve our finishing position. Something as simple as not adding a 0 made a devastating impact on our overall simulation. This displayed evidently the necessary demand of thorough review of all data prior to submission. Another predicament we encountered was the issuing of debt early on. The inability to hold a stable cash base made the debt repayment tiresome. Finally, a lack of prior knowledge and experience around business fundamentals was a key negative factor when trying to balance all aspects of the simulation. With all group members having no predetermined relevant experience or knowledge in the matter, we struggled to grasp the specific concepts essential for creating a successful product. While this is not something that we could have addressed prior, it is something that we have greatly built upon. We have specifically outlined our mistakes and have put them behind us as a learning experience. Thank you very much, and please feel free to contact us with any other questions.